So let's start off with a run-through of the analysis, your analysis of the activity we're seeing over in Nigeria right now.
Okay, as at last week, the market closed at a loss after 5 days of gaining. The situation was that most of the banking stocks which were priced that touched their terminals and profit takers were already coming off. Also, we also saw the other turn where the troubled banks, as it were, started picking up as they were thoroughly beaten already. We saw Oceanic Bank rising and Intercontinental. The turn we're expecting this week is that those banks that were troubled and already sorted out with the bailout funds will be rising further. We're even projecting Oceanic will be going so well as up to some 50% gains for the week. Why for the other banking sectors, we expect them to calm down from the loss profit-taking positions. What also we will be seeing this week will be a balance out and the positioning of investors for the third quarter earnings. This hopefully will be coming up between the week ahead and the week to follow, where other companies will be releasing their earnings report for the third quarter. So
of course, we are also very eagerly anticipating those results out of the 14 remaining banks from the audit process that they've been through with the Central Bank of Nigeria. And that, together with the fact that we've got these earnings reports, as you say, still to be released as well, keeping things pretty tentative amongst investors right now. So how are you playing the game at the moment?
Well, at the moment, we'll be taking on those that we feel are relatively safe as they have been sorted out. The reports we believe will be coming up for the audit on the Friday, hopefully. So we will see investors being very cautious. What we'll be seeing will be some selective rallies amongst the banking stocks, which majorly will be with those that I mentioned earlier that are already sorted out. Also, as investors perceive the level of strength and safety as to the banks that are good and better, they will be selecting, which we actually saw towards the end of the last week. They will be picking on some of these stocks amongst the 14 that they believe are okay and we go through the audit without issues.
Outside of the banking arena, Kose, what stocks are attracting your interest? We know that consumer-based companies had been attracting a lot of interest while the cloud loomed over the banking space. Now, are there any other sectors that are actually getting attention?
Yeah, NACO PLC is actually getting attention because their earnings growth has been quite sustainable and they are looking good. Considering the fact that the summer traffic were quite high and that the returns will also definitely show and the earnings for the third quarter, we put a spot on NACO. And
okay,
NACO.
Well, certainly in recent corporate actions, we saw Guinness Nigeria propose a dividend payment of 7 naira 50 per share. We've seen Northern Nigeria Flour Mills also declare 40 kobo, while 7-Up Bottling Company had issued a divvy payout of 1 naira 50. Let's look at these divvy payouts. I mean, we're seeing these higher payouts even in the current economic climate. What does this suggest about companies that are actually sticking to their dividend policy?
Well, we are beginning to see dividend policies that are payout ratios that are relatively not affected by what is going on in the economy. The payout are still within the same regions they were in the previous year, and this is majorly due to the fact that not all these companies are having these same issues because what's happening in the banking sector, which is a major pull on the market, will not affect these companies as they are. So the dividend payouts are beginning to look good. We have seen payouts ratio as high as 10 to 12 and 14% yield positions. So what we also see is that these companies on their own have been doing very well. Production is up. For Guinness Nigeria, we've seen turnover go up as high as 28%, while profit after tax has done a significant 14.2% on the average. So their performances for these organizations are still relatively sound, and as such, their payout for the investors are also guaranteed, sort of.